Hi, it's Jane. Oh, my goodness. Who thought the Super Bowl halftime show sucked? I did. I know there was a part of it that they cut away from it because there was a group of gentlemen in a black hoodies that were simulating a protest, and someone was on top of a car and threw out the Palestine Sudan flag, and so he was chased by security and tackled, but they'd cut away from that. But I thought it just sucked. Never heard of this guy. Did recognize one of his songs. Didn't realize that this who it was that sang it. But yeah, pretty much sucked. Now I know I was looking forward to the Elon Musk commercials. Rumor was he spent $40 million. It was going to be about Doge and about the government waste that was being exposed. But I never believed that rumor. But I figured that he would have one about Starlink. I just didn't know it would be Starlink and T-Mobile with satellite calls. That shocked me. But I thought he would have one about Tesla. And I was kind of really hoping he was going to have one about that rumor that's going around that he's creating a 65-inch TV to the public for $200, around $200. But I still think that's probably a rumor. But wouldn't it be a nice rumor if it were true? But yeah, I thought it pretty much, halftime sucked. The game, it went the way I expected it to go. Although I'm sure my son was upset. My son is a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Of course, that's because he lives there in Kansas City. So he was hoping that the outcome would have been a little different. All right. I do have a couple of finished items. I did create another crocheted hat for the 5 to 9-year-olds. And then I also did a knit hat for the 10 to 14-year-olds. And I think it's interesting the way that the difference in how it looks knitted versus crocheted. But those are a couple of finished items that I was able to get done. I've been working on the garment with the willow squares, and I do have the back completely put together. And then I realized I did not have enough squares because I ran out of the Freelance. So, and I already had a plan for what I was going to do for the front, and that has worked out just fine. But for the sleeves, I was a little bit worried. So what I did is I created some of those with the gentle white and then connected those all together. And that's one sleeve, and then this is the other sleeve. And I used the zigzag stitch to join them together. And I'm pretty sure with the sleeves, to get them around my upper part of my arm, I'm going to need to add some. So I'm going to add some gentle white rose on both sides before I connect them to the armpit. I don't have the front put together, but I have all the squares made for that. So one side has 4 different squares of the willow, and then it also has 4 of the gentle white, because there will be one row of the gentle white that's down the center. This will be close to the side, these, so they'll run together. And of course, it'll be the same thing on the other side. And then I do plan on doing a little bit of maybe a trim around the whole edge with the gentle white. I have used all 5 of the Freelance yarns that I had available to me. Plus I used what was left of the one gentle white. It was a partial ball of the Stitch Studio Classic. And I've started on this second skein of the gentle white that I have. So that is the progress that is going on with the makes that I have so far. The only other thing that I've been doing is I've been doing a little bit of sewing, some cutting, getting prepared for a new round of bags. A little different in some of the bags. So I've been working on that, as well as shoveling snow, and I'm pretty sick of shoveling snow, I can tell you that. But it's an ongoing process, isn't it? Something that has to be done. And I will tell you, I had one square left of the willow that I had started out with the Freelance and then ended up with the gentle white around it to finish it off. And I wasn't too... This is an okay square. You know, I don't think that I'll use it. I'll probably take it apart and wind it up in a ball with some of this other scraps that I get along the way. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. I think I will be ready and finished by the end of this week. Of course, Tuesday night we're supposed to get some bad weather. Thursday we're supposed to have some bad... Wednesday night into Thursday we're supposed to have another bunch of snow and ice. And I do get tired of that. Let me get a drink. Friday mornings I go to a prayer group with a group of ladies at someone's home. And it's early morning. It's like 7 a.m. in the morning. So this Friday I backed out of my driveway. Backed into my driveway from the garage, which is the way that I prefer to go out instead of backing all the way down the driveway. And when I did, all the area out there on the driveway that I had put, ice mix of salt, to melt the ice, had refrozen, which is kind of interesting because the way that it refroze, you can see cracks along the freezing, that kind of stuff. But it had refrozen overnight. So when I backed out, I slid on that and gently hit my retaining wall with my back bumper. No damage was done, but I carry a pair of tracks in my car all year round for that kind of thing, And when I tried to go forward, I was hoping that I was far enough into that part of the area between my retaining wall and where the driveway is, where there is dirt, that kind of stuff, that I would have enough traction to actually get out and get to the prayer meeting. I did not. So I had to put the tracks on to get back into the house so I didn't slip and fall. And probably about noon, 12:30, I went out, put some more ice melt crap out there, salt, and was able to get the car back into the garage. And sure enough, the next morning it refroze. But it wasn't so bad. I was able to get out and get some traction to get down to go to a women's prayer gathering the next morning. But Saturday night we got snow and ice again, and my road sucked, and my driveway is completely covered in. So I've got to get out there sometime today and actually clean off the driveway. I didn't do it yesterday. I just didn't feel like it. I was working on this, watching the Super Bowl, and watching some things I wanted to catch up on. And so I just didn't get that done. So I've got to go out there and put again some ice melt out there and try to get the shovel under it. And I keep telling myself I probably need to get a leaf blower to help with some of this, but haven't done that yet. So there's that. And I just think it's interesting. Winter. Ugh, who likes it? All right, are you ready for a little what in Tarnation? I have quite a few stories today. Trapped cat rescued from well in Virginia. Firefighters in Virginia came to the rescue of a cat that fell down a well and became trapped in the pump house 10 feet underground. The Hanover County Fire EMS Department said Engine 406 crew was dispatched Wednesday for a small animal rescue from a well. The department said firefighter Haley Cook was able to reach the cat and bring it back to ground level. The cat was turned over to local animal control for assessment. That's all we have on it. This next one is, I love what the Pittsburgh International Airport baggage claim did. Airport uses social media to find 6-year-old owner of a lost stuffy. A stuffed rabbit found at Pittsburgh International Airport's baggage claim is on its way back to its owner after a social media appeal. The airport posted a video to Instagram showing employees taking the well-loved stuffy on a tour of the hub's facilities after being found abandoned Monday. Found a bunny in our baggage claim area. We showed them lots of love, but want them to be warm and cuddled in our own home, the video's caption reads. Follow-up post revealed the toy's family had been found. The bunny, aptly named Bunny, belongs to a 6-year-old girl named Waylon. Her great-grandparents picked up the special stuffy for her earlier today. The Wednesday Post said, "We're so happy to reunite lost items with their owners, and it's especially joyful to reunite sentimental lost items like Bunny." Sometimes social media works for good, and sometimes it doesn't. But here's what I think is absolutely interesting. So many lost items happen and are found in baggage claim or were confiscated, and when you return back through that airport, or maybe you didn't get returned back through that airport return flight, they aren't reclaimed. I know my husband one time, he was on a geology, they were going for a geological survey meeting, something, I don't know, in Denver, and he had his rock hammer confiscated out of his bag, and they notified him of that. And he said, "I'm a geologist, we're going to go on a field trip in Colorado, and I need my rock hammer." He was not able to get it back or have him send it forward. However, when he went to claim it, they told him it had already been sent to the major hub office for baggage claim. He could claim it there. He'd have to go to Atlanta, Georgia to pick it up, which he wasn't going to do. Even if you contact them, they won't get it back to you, even though it's tagged with your name and everything else. So, of course, when he was in Colorado, he had to purchase a new rock hammer to go on this field trip. But some of these baggage claim hubs of these different airlines, they will resell the things that aren't reclaimed in baggage. And they make big money off of that. So that's why I have a problem whenever we bail them out, the airlines. Government bails them out. I have a problem with that. That's just me. Zoo will send pooping elephant video to your ex for Valentine's. Now, we all know about the cockroaches being named and all that kind of stuff, but this one I thought was cute. The Memphis Zoo in Tennessee is celebrating Valentine's Day by giving fans a chance to send a cute red panda video to their sweethearts, or a video of an elephant pooping to their exes. The zoo announced it's dating or dumping. Promotion allows followers to exchange a donation of $10 for a video to pass along as a Valentine's Day gift. The options are an adorable video of a red panda munching on a grape, or a stinky video of an elephant pooping, hitting the pile. Got an ex that deserves a stinking surprise? This Valentine's, let an elephant do the talking. Or maybe you found the one and want to send them something adorable. Our red pandas have you covered, the zoo said on its website. The zoo said on social media that the elephant poop videos are good for more than just exes. Maybe it's your annoying neighbor, overbearing mother-in-law, your ex, or that co-worker who still gives you nightmares. This Valentine's, let an elephant do the talking and name a turd after a turd, the post said. Each video comes with a digital card. At the end of the campaign, we'll announce the most popular names of daters and dumpers. So make your move, officials wrote. The Valentine's video purchases are available until February the 12th. And there's a link. Scotland has no intention to ban cats, despite online rumors. Oh, thank goodness. Scotland's First Minister reassured the public that the country had no plans to ban pet cats after a report sparked rumors online. A report by the Independent Scottish Animal Welfare Commission contained numerous proposals for curbing the problem of domestic cats killing about 27 million birds across Britain each year. The proposals included vaccinations and neutering, but the most controversial online was a suggestion that cat ownership be limited in certain areas that are home to endangered species of birds. Rumors circulated online that Scotland was planning to ban pet cats, leading Scottish First Minister John Swinney to clarify there are no such plans. Let me just clear this up today. The government's not going to be banning cats or restricting cats. We have no intention of doing so and will not be doing it. Can you imagine going into your hotel room and finding a seal taking a nap? Seal found napping on floor of hotel room. The Netherlands Animal Rescue Group was called out to a seaside hotel when a guest walked into their room to find a gray seal taking a nap. The Zeeland Animal Welfare Foundation said on social media that rescuers took a call from employees at the Boulevard 17 Hotel and couldn't believe it at first when they explained the situation. Rescuers arrived and confirmed there was a gray seal taking a nap on the floor of the hotel room. They called for help from the Sea Animal Rescue Team Netherlands, RTZ, and the groups worked together to remove the animal from the room. The seal, who had become quite grumpy due to his disturbed beauty sleep, was placed in a basket and relocated to a quieter area of seashore. Now this next story is just cute. And I'm always amazed at the people that write the press releases. Because of their play on words, always. Pig bites officer's hand during Oklahoma hoof pursuit. Police in Oklahoma engaged in a foot pursuit with a pig that was momentarily lured with crackers. but fled again after biting an officer's hand. The Tulsa Police Department said on Facebook that officers recently engaged in a situation summarized as cops chasing pigs. Contrary to what the title implies, this was not police officers chasing other police officers, the Post quipped. The officers arrived to find a pig running loose through the roadway on East 31st Street. Officers attempted to detain the swine. However, the pig was less than compliant and would not obey commands, police wrote. Officers initially had some success using a sleeve of crackers to lure the squealing suspect. The overzealous porker took a nibble of the officer's hand and took off running, the Post said. The pig then led officers on a short hoof pursuit before animal control arrived and took the pig to a safe place. I don't know what you're meowing about. Mysterious ice chunk crashes through Florida home's roof. Authorities are investigating the origins of a mysterious chunk of ice that fell out of the sky and punched a large hole in the metal roof of a Florida home. You know, we know that things from airlines get dumped all the time, but the size of this is what's amazing. The Palm Coast Fire Department said on social media that crews responded when a caller reported multiple pieces of ice scattered across the roadway, with one striking a neighbor's home. The firefighters found the ice had punched a large hole in the metal roof and entered the home's living quarters. The Palm Coast Building Department inspected the damage and determined the house was safe to occupy. The Fire Department said the Federal Aviation Administration was notified of the incident. And there's a video about it. Go watch it. It's 10 feet tall. That's scary. But my overall favorite story is of this one right here. Long lost silent film about Lincoln found after 100 plus years. A 1915 silent film about Abraham Lincoln was thought to be lost forever before being found in a warehouse on New York's Long Island. Dan Martin, a summer intern at Historic Films Archive in Greenport, was sorting through boxes of donations at the archive's warehouse last summer when he found the only known surviving copy of The Heart of Lincoln, a silent film about the life of President Abraham Lincoln. For someone going to school for film preservation, this is about the most rewarding outcome you can have sifting through those old film cans, he said. Heart of Lincoln has been listed by the Library of Congress as among the some 7,000 silent films believed to be completely lost to time. The film was directed by Francis Ford, who also starred in the movie. Ford's younger brother, John Ford, went on to win 4 Academy Awards for Best Director. John Ford directed the 1939 film Young Mr. Lincoln, which starred Henry Fonda as Abraham Lincoln. Joe Lauro, owner of the Historic Films Archive, said the movie's rediscovery came as a shock. With silent films, probably 70% of them are gone. It's a piece of the puzzle that's now been found, the puzzle of lost American cinema. The Heart of a Lincoln has now been cleaned and digitized by film archivist Elliot Kiseleff. I guess it was just lucky the cans were sealed and had not decayed, Kiseleff said. Lauro said his next planned step is to have the score added to the restored film so it can be screened to new audiences. And I will tell you, when my boys were little, the library in Roswell, New Mexico in the, they did it in the observation room, the observatory, where they had all these, interesting space shows and stars and all that kind of thing. But they would have someone playing the piano, and they would show a lot of these silent films that they had on record, and some of those that had been digitized and, changed over, that kind of thing. But it was a lot of fun because kids were there to watch them. They got to see them. They got to laugh at some of the things. Trust me, some of those were just hilarious. And especially, when you see the comical runs and those kind of things. So I always find that aspect, silent films, very interesting to watch. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, I need to pause you a minute. I also have a couple of shout outs for you today. And the first one is Misty Blue Crochet. This is Emma, and she loves to crochet plushies. She shares videos for free crochet and amigurumi patterns she has found, and tutorials for crochet patterns of her own. Then we have Knitted Fish. Never did find a first name. This is a record of her fiber exploratory journey, where it leads me. And of course, it's about knit. Then we have Betty McKnit, knitting and crochet tutorials and more. Betty is the designer of the 6-Day Kit Blanket and 6-Day Star Blanket. She is a yarn magician and leader of vibrant, creative, and learning communities. And I did not realize that she had a YouTube channel. So there you have it. Then we have Nicole Knits, Knows Knitting. This is Nicole, and she's here to help you knit like a boss. She's spent thousands of hours accumulating an arsenal of top-flight knitting techniques that consistently help her make brag-worthy projects. Every week, she'll share these tips and techniques with you so your projects turn out with chef's kiss perfection. As a bonus, I'll also include novice-level crochet content for those looking to expand their crafting horizons. I believe that learning should be interactive, inspiring, and include lots of giggles. And yes, it's true. She often enjoys a nice martini while knitting. So grab your favorite crafting beverage and let's create beautiful masterpieces. Bond over stitches and have a fantastic time on our knitting journey. Next channel is Down the Forest Path Knits. This is Nicola. She is a nature-loving knitter from Europe. Down the Forest Path is a channel dedicated to knitting, embroidery, weaving, crocheting, and painting. Apart from podcast episodes all about things knitting, you can also expect some project highlight videos, tutorials, vlogs, and yarn discussion. Okay, now the next channel is Where Wendy Creates. Now, Where Wendy Creates is mostly about quilting and sewing. So, I'm just going to leave that there. The next one is 1 Minute Craftsy. Now, this one doesn't really show you the actual DIY crafting, but it shows you ideas for 1 minute crafting ideas. It is a channel for DIY ideas. 1 minute craft equals 1 minute crafts. So there you have it. The next one is Crochet Club Store. This is Anna, and she is a crochet designer. On this channel, she posts video tutorials on how to crochet, her own designs by the Crochet Club Store brand, as well as how-to video on basic crochet patterns and stitches for beginners. She has unique designs, simple and understandable tutorials. So she says, join my journey and let's crochet together. This next channel, and I may be butchering the name, but I hope not. Textilist. This is Lori. She is passionate about all things textile and nature. Mountains, quilting, trees, stitching, gardening, hand dyeing, scrapping, antique sewing machines and tools, her fur babies, and more. So I hope you will give these channels a look-see and see what they have to offer. Right? And then we give our devotional. Devotional is with God, I always have more. This week's is double flavor. And when the king saw Queen Esther standing in the court, she won favor in his sight, and he held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. Then Esther approached and touched the tip of the scepter. Esther 5:2. Sometimes you need both God's favor and the favor of other people to accomplish God's will. But He will never give you an assignment without the favor you need to accomplish it. Queen Esther was faced with the life-threatening task of approaching King Xerxes to save her people from annihilation. She needed favor with both God and the king. Esther engaged in prayer and fasting, and God favored her faithfulness. God moved in the king's heart, and he listened to Esther, although he had the right to kill her. This double favor empowered her to complete the task unharmed. What task is God entrusting you with that you feel inadequate to complete alone? God-sized tasks require double favor. The special grace, wisdom, and knowledge that seem to come out of nowhere are all forms of God's favor. God's favor is always available, but it takes discernment to see it. God will also give you favor with just the right people, putting others in your path who will open doors to what God has called you to do. God will give you all the favor you need to complete His will. Step forward in faith and get ready to see Him work. Reflect. Where do I need God's favor most in my life? Pray. Father God, I thank you for your divine favor. Thank you for granting me favor with men to accomplish your will. Help me to discern your favor in every situation in my life. Thank you for giving me what I need to do your will. Help me also to be a source of favor for others doing your will. Declare, I have favor with God and others. Act. Reach out to one person whose favor has allowed you to accomplish God's will and thank him or her. And that is it for today's video. As always, get out there, be a little kinder to other people, and do something kind for someone today. All right, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.